I jolted awake in the moonlit hotel room, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. There she was, Elena, my wife of 12 years, slipping out the door in a silk robe, her bare feet silent on the tile. The clock glowed 2:17 a.m. What the hell? I froze, pretending to sleep, as the door clicked shut. Suspicion clawed at me instantly, a cold whisper in the tropical heat of our Jamaican resort vacation. We'd come here to rekindle things, or so I thought. But now this. I threw on shorts and a t-shirt, my mind racing. Denial hit first. Maybe she's just getting air, or ice from the machine. But why sneak? Our marriage had been fraying, late nights at her office, whispered phone calls she'd brush off as work stuff. I'd ignored the signs, clinging to the woman I'd met in college, the one who'd laughed at my bad jokes and promised forever. Heartbreak nibbled at the edges as I crept into the humid night, following her shadow down the palm-lined path toward the beach. The resort was eerily quiet, waves crashing like distant thunder. Elena moved with purpose, glancing over her shoulder once. Did she sense me? I ducked behind a hibiscus bush, thorns pricking my skin, mirroring the sting in my gut. Suspicion deepened. This wasn't a stroll. She reached the secluded cove, where fairy lights twinkled from a private cabana. And there he was, a man tall and tanned, waiting with open arms. My stomach dropped. Who was he? A colleague? A stranger? Anger simmered as I watched her melt into his embrace, their laughter carrying on the breeze like a knife twist. I edged closer, hidden by the dunes, my breath shallow. "I've missed you so much," she murmured, her voice soft and intimate, the same tone she'd used with me once. This trip was torture until now. He chuckled, pulling her onto a lounge chair. "Your husband's clueless, huh? Sound asleep while we're out here." My world tilted. Clueless. The word burned. Denial cracked. This wasn't new. Flashbacks hit. Her girls' trip last month. The unfamiliar cologne on her blouse. How long? Why? We'd built a life. 2 kids, a house in the suburbs. Wasn't that enough? Tears blurred my vision, but I couldn't look away. They kissed, passionate and urgent, her hands in his hair like they used to be in mine. Heartbreak flooded in, raw and unrelenting. I thought of our vows, the way she'd cried at our wedding, promising loyalty. Now, betrayal unfolded like a bad dream. Anger surged. How dare she? But beneath it, pity for myself, for us. What had I missed? My long hours at the firm, maybe, leaving her lonely. Or was it just her, seeking thrill in paradise? I stepped forward, sand crunching underfoot. They froze. "Elena." My voice cracked, barely above a whisper. She spun, eyes wide with horror. "Mark." "Oh God, what are you?" The man bolted, vanishing into the shadows like the coward he was. She stood, robe slipping, face pale under the stars. "It's not what it looks like," she stammered, but the lie hung heavy. "Not what it looks like." I exploded, voice rising with the waves. "You've been sneaking around behind my back. How long, Elena? Tell me." Tears streamed down her cheeks. 6 months. "I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't mean for it to happen. You were always working and he listened." Her words gutted me. Listened? I'd tried, hadn't I? But doubt crept in. Maybe I hadn't. Trust shattered like glass, irreparable shards scattering in the sand. We argued under the moon, voices raw. She confessed, a coworker, an emotional affair turned physical. "I still love you," she whispered, reaching for me. But I pulled away, anger giving way to numb despair. Love. This isn't love. The collapse was total. Our foundation crumbled. I walked away, leaving her sobbing, the ocean swallowing her pleas. Back in the room, I packed my bag at dawn, booking the first flight home. Heartbreak lingered, a hollow ache, but clarity emerged. I deserved better. As the plane lifted off, Jamaica shrinking below, I reflected on the ruins. Betrayal had exposed our flaws, but it also freed me. Trust might rebuild elsewhere, with someone honest. For now, the pain was my teacher, whispering that some endings are merciful beginnings.